lot of times where you said you was going to do something and you never fell through with it. That is where you lost the trust within yourself. And how can somebody trust you when you can't even trust your own instinct? It's easier to not trust people or situations when you don't have trust within yourself. A lot of times, that's part of the reason why we have contracts and agreements and bonds to sign. Like if we was to get in a new apartment or we want to get a credit card, those are set in line so that we can make our word our bond. That is going to allow them to trust us so that we can pay back on that credit card, know that we're going to pay on that apartment bill when it's time to be due. If people could trust, I'm sure that there would be no such thing as a contract, bond agreement, or anything like that. You cannot fall off a contract or say you changed your mind on it, because then you have to go through the consequences of not doing what you signed up for. And that's one thing that we have an issue in life, is not making our word our bond and not going through with what we said we're going to do. Y'all know there's plenty of times where y'all said y'all was going to go to the gym and work out or do some type of quick workout, 10-minute workout at home. But y'all have not stepped foot in that gym and y'all have not made no time to work out. How can somebody trust you if you can't even trust to do things that you said you're going to do? You know, we give excuses for ourselves like, oh, I changed my mind, or I don't have time. You make time for what you want to make time for. And we need to start making time to making our word our bond and stop making excuses for not doing something. Little do y'all know, people, your friends, your family, they look at things like that. They remember that. I know I do. If I'm on the phone with my friend and she like, I'm about to make me some cookies, and she called me later and I'm like, did you save me some cookies? And she ain't give me none. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna be like, okay. And she keep doing stuff like that, similar to that situation. I'm gonna be like, when she try to do something with me, I'm gonna be like, I really don't know for sure if this gonna fall through, because she is not used to making her word her bond. I'm not used to seeing her go through on things that she says she's going to do. And that's when you lose the trust within your friendship. And a lot of people don't realize that, you know, that can affect a lot of friendships, that could affect a lot of business partnerships and things like that if you don't make your word your bond. A lot of times we wonder why we don't trust in our friendships, we don't trust in our relationships, and part of the reason is because we know how easy it is not to fall back on your word. And you come into the relationship or whatever you got going on, not for sure, you come in it with no trust. And due to that, you are probably assuming that this person doing all types of stuff that, you know, they're probably not even doing. So we got to learn how to, you know, be an example of what you want somebody else to be. You cannot be wanting somebody to act a certain way or to show that they make their word their bond if you don't do it yourself. I would rather be looked at as she stayed to her word and she was true to herself. You know, that's better than somebody like she wishy-washy, she'll never follow through on her word. You know, you never know, like, girl, so we might as well just plan something else. Like, you just never know how people perceive and how much people are paying attention to what you say and what you do, because your words are very strong. Making your word your bond is saying what you say you're gonna do and showing in action that you actually gonna do it. You know, it's not just all that talking is not enough. You got to make your word your bond and do what you say and mean it. You have to be an example for how you want other people to treat you. And if you don't have those traits that you're looking for in somebody else, or you don't have those motives that you're looking in somebody else, then how can you expect those things? You know, that person probably looking like, you know better than me. You do the same thing. Like, how could you, you know, be trying to point the finger at me and you do the exact same thing? That is not fair. And I know it's been plenty of times where I said I'm going to do something that I didn't do it, and it got to the point where I'm like, I'm not even going to say it because I don't even know for sure if I'm actually going to do this. You know, because I don't even trust myself. I don't even trust myself to follow through on what I'm saying or my goals or my plans. So you got to start doing what you say. Most of the time we do all this talking and we be fronting our move. You fronting on yourself, you fronting on other people. Like, that is not cute. If we're gonna be, it's not cute to be doing that all the time. Like, that shows that you don't have no order and no structure in your life, because you're just doing stuff and you don't even know exactly when you're going to do it, because you don't make your word your bond. You don't want to be that person that's not for sure all the time. You don't want to be that person that doesn't do what they say, because how will you get business? How will people want to be a part of your business, be a part of your journey? How would people want to invest in your business and things like that if you don't even follow through on your own words for yourself? And it really starts with the little stuff. It starts with the little things, like waking up saying, I'm gonna exercise today, and you actually do it. You have to learn how to make that a habit for yourself, because I'm tired of seeing, or I don't want to be in those situations no more where I feel like I'm the one giving up on something because I'm never going through on my word. If I say that I'm going to try my hardest, I'm going to try my hardest, you know. But this giving up and this, when things not working out and stuff, you not following through on your words and stuff like that, that has to stop. Know what you signed up for and go through it. Stop giving up on the slightest inconvenience. If you say you're going to work through this and you're not going to give up, don't give up until you have no choice. We be giving up on the little slightest inconvenience. It takes time and patience for things to go through the way you want them to go through. We have to build trust within ourselves in order for us to learn how to build trust with other people. And we can't do that if we don't make our word our bond. I changed my mind cannot be an excuse no more. I didn't feel like it cannot be an excuse no more. I gave up because it was too hard cannot be an excuse no more. You know how hard it is for you to fall back on your word, and that's why sometimes we accuse and assume other people for not falling back on their word, because we know that at times it's not that easy to do that. That's not the easiest thing to do. But you have to learn to make that a habit of falling back on your word. Even if you said you was going to go to the grocery store, go to the grocery store. Don't change your mind, just do it. We have to start building that habit for ourselves so that we can have better relationships, so that we can have better partnerships, and so that we can learn not to give up on the littlest inconvenience. Because some days you might not want to go to work. Some days you might want to call out. But you got to be consistent to get that check. So you got to follow through on your word. You told your job that when they schedule, you're going to work, you go to work. Period, point blank. The real question is, how bad do you want it? Because if you wanted it that bad, you would follow through on your word.